Skadoosh. It's Joey Moss with Bad Boy Gaming. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing if you enjoy what you see and hear. And if you're returning to the channel, thank you. Greatly appreciated. Let's get a bit of this. So yeah, there is a card, and I do own over 100 copies of the card, and they're all in foil. 2 different versions of it. And it spiked over 1,600%. We're going to get into that in a second. But first, this is Kiru Goldkeeper from the new Tarkir Dragonstorm. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard during your turn, create a treasure token, okay? And then renew for 5. Exile this card from your graveyard, put 2+1/+1 counters, and a flying counter on target creature. Activate only as a sorcery. That first part is really big because of the treasure token production. I thought I'd spec on a new card, because I do spec on cards. And so far I'm batting pretty darn good. From Jahira, Friend of the Forest that I was buying at about $1 to, we're going to get into it in a second. Also Anje. I wonder what Anje's going for. Looks like she has gone up a little bit, especially over the past few months here. But yeah, I bought this between like, oh my gosh, I can't remember, 40 cents to like 55 cents. I have over 500 of them. And she's going up. And what I like to see when I look at these charts or like when I look at stuff is how many copies are out there. Because when I was buying them like 3 years ago or whatever, I would see over 200, over 300. Well, the market is drying up on Anje. And yeah, I can go page to page. And this is something if you ever want to spec on a card and buy a whole bunch of them, you know, and then like slowly I can sell them maybe on eBay or wherever, you know. Yeah, this is kind of the way to do your research and whatnot. And so far, so good. Right now, I'm at about a 2.5x on Anje, but I'm not going to sell until she's like 250. So that's where I am on that. Moving along, though. Titan's Nest. Because of Kiru Goldkeeper, I'm like, Titan's Nest is like really dirt cheap, right? It's only 20 cents. I just bought 120 copies. No, 130. 100. Actually, 128. It should be over here. That says 159. I was a huge chunk of this right here, okay? And I picked them up for, I want to say it was 15 to 20 cents a piece. 20 cents to 25 cents a piece. Yeah, market price is 22 cents. There was a big chunk here, you know. I just picked them up. I had a credit for like $50 on TCG Player, which is really cool. Use my link in the description if you ever use TCG Player. Yeah, great way to support the channel. I think the link still works, yeah. But anyway, Titan's Nest. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard, exile a card from your graveyard, add a colorless, spend this mana only to cast a colored spell. So basically, you're going to be doubling up on your mana, you know, if you're running, if you have Kiru Goldkeeper in there. Fun little interaction. How good is it going to be? Who the heck knows? But it's something that I'm speccing on. It's like my latest card. And I tell you guys about this, you know. I'm not like, hey, this card might take off, and secretly I have a bunch of copies. I don't do that. I tell you guys right away. The card that I picked up a whole bunch of is right here. Miirym Sentinel Wyrm. These are all like the showcase version. They're all foiled out. And then these are all the etch over here, as you can see. Ta-da. Okay. And yeah, I have over 100, 110 copies of that. And I remember telling you guys, this time I actually told you guys, I'm like, this card is crazy. Why is it only $1.50, $2? That's the price I was buying them at, between $1.50 and $2.25, to be completely fair. Get a load of this, man. 1,600% price hike. I was buying way before this. I didn't buy at the 80 cents. I think the 80 cents was kind of the low here. But, I mean, if you would have spent $1 or $2, you know, if you would have spent $50, you'd be looking at over like almost 500. No, I don't even know. I don't even know the math. Someone do the math. If let's say you spent $100, well, you're doing pretty good there, buddy. You would have, oh my God, $100 would have turned into like $1,600. That's pretty crazy, right? It is. So I'm going to slowly start selling these off as well. This is not me right here, by the way, selling, but the other version I have is this one. I do have this as well. And look at these. Look at this spike, man. That's crazy sauce. Whoosh, just to the moon. It is just going to the moon. If If you look at the 1 year chart, 512%, 617. This one I can't really remember what I bought them at. I'd have to go on my history, but I believe it was kind of around the same. I think I got even a better deal on some of these. I want to say most I spent was $2.75, $3 on a whole bunch of these, and the low was like $1.80, $2.25, something like that, $2. Anyway, yeah, huge spike here. Look at that. This is good old MTG Stocks, which is a great website to check out. Look at that up arrow. Oh my goodness. To the moon. I think it's going to settle around probably where it's at right now, about 20 bucks. It might peak at 25, and then it's going to just slowly start to come down, you know? Maybe. Who knows? I was shocked they didn't give this a reprint. I don't believe it got a reprint. If they've announced all the Commander decks, I don't believe it's in there. But this card is just too darn good. I mean, flying, Ward 2. This was my Commander also. And sometimes it wasn't my Commander. I just go and dig it out, you know, with a tutor or something. Flying, Ward 2. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a token that's a copy of it, except the token isn't legendary if that dragon is legendary. Oh my gosh. You know how many new and powerful dragons we just got in Tarkir Dragonstorm? I mean, everyone had to see this coming. They announced 6 months ago, or like a year ago, 8 months ago? I don't know when they did, that they were doing this Tarkir set, right? Someone tell me the date. Dead giveaway. They're going to have a lot of dragons, and they did a better job than Dragons of Tarkir. Like, they 5x'd that, in my opinion. And Dragons of Tarkir, I opened a lot of boxes of. Probably like 5-6 booster boxes, when booster boxes were a thing, you know, 36 packs. What happened to that, Wizards? But man, oh man, I am impressed with what I see from Tarkir. Dragonstorm, without a doubt, I think it's very, very cool set. And there's a lot of power in it, man. So yeah, if you got in on this, congrats. But yeah, I do have an abundance of those cards. Here's something else I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, what cards are you speccing on? Lay it on me, baby. I do have a few others that I bought like recently for really dirt cheap, you know. And I'm like, here I have A. All I need to happen is B. Once B happens, B would be Dragons of Tarkir, or Dragonstorm. Tarkir Dragonstorm. That would be the B. A is buying the card that's really good with dragons, you know, and that you're going to want in your deck if you're, you know, because EDH is huge. I don't know. Miirym was just kind of a dead giveaway for me. And I hope you guys listened when I told you a couple years ago, whatever it was, to pick up those copies. Because if you did, you're doing great. Here we go. Scalding Tarn. This is crazy. I didn't realize how expensive this is now. Special guests. Well, I mean, right now it's through the moon because of hype season. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. Where do you think this Dragon Scale foil is going to settle? Right now on TCG Player, it's $332. Get bent. It's not going to be worth more than the OG Expeditions. The OG Expedition, Scalding Tarn, isn't going for this much, you know? But then again, we also don't know how much this is, how much is going to be out there. You know, how big the supply is, how scarce these are to hit. But if you sort by high to low, TCG Player is a great place to get information in. The high to low, yeah, Zendikar. I'd rather have a Scalding Tarn Expedition than the Dragon's Scale foil. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me, you know. I do think that the Scalding Tarn looks beautiful, but man, the Zendikar Expeditions, they hold a place in my heart. Even the other expeditions, Zendikar Rising Expedition, it's about $40. You know, the foil's probably around, what, $55, $60, $50, you know. I just think these are, I don't like the colors, like the bright red and the bright blue. I do like, the other. I like this one. This is cool. This one, I really like this one, though. You know, it's like a little off, you know, not it's like the color isn't turned all the way up on this one for the Scalding Tarn Zendikar Expedition. But anyway, let me know any cards that you guys are specking on. Throw it out there. Maybe someone else will be like, hey, that might be a good idea. And they'll pick up a few copies, you know, and make a few bucks off it or whatever. Or just get in, you know, get your copies. If you need a play set for a deck or whatever the case may be, get them before you think the card's going to spike. You know, if you know something, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. But yeah, I shared with you one that I made out great on, and I shared with you one that I'm specking on. I don't think Titan's Nest is going to go through the roof by any means. At most, it might be around $1. You know, something I wanted to point out though. There was a bunch of people bought. There was like a big jump here. Where was it? Here, right here. I think at this point that the card was leaked. I came across, I think MTG Rocks, you know, they had a leak of it or something, or at least they talked about it. I couldn't find an image of them actually leaking the card. I don't think Rocks leaks cards like that. Maybe they do though. But I did find a date dating back about a month ago. So that could explain that right there. And someone like, well, that could synergize finally with the Titan's Nest, which, yeah, it does. Mr. Kiru. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in. Skadoosh.